Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit, my intuition, and the tarot to communicate energies to you, the beautiful viewer, and today's reading is a mouthful, okay? So hopefully I don't fumble too bad, but you might want to keep referencing the title, the description of this reading so that you can understand what perspective this is coming from. But this reading is about what they think, the person on your mind, you think about how they feel about you, okay, and how they perceive you. So I'll say that again. What they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you versus how they actually feel and perceive you. Okay, so this is coming from their point of view. And yeah, it'll be interesting to take a look at this. Now, this is intended to be anyone that you're coming to this reading about. Now, if it is someone who is platonic or family member, that is certainly okay. If anything comes through that is romantic or of such energy, I will certainly communicate that as well, and it might not be your reading. We'll see what comes through, but I never know what's going to come through these readings until we actually go through them together. So very exciting. We have 3 options to choose from today. We have this cute little chickadee for option number 1. Option number 2, we have this pink birdie. And then for option number 3, we have this white lotus flower, or I guess, lily pad flower. All right, so focus on these 3 options to choose from. You'll be intuitively guided towards one of these. Now, keep in mind the person that you're coming here about, and if the reading does not resonate, could certainly be that there is no message here for you today, or that you might have clicked on your own energy. So you might be hearing something that sounds familiar to you, but not coming from your person's perspective. If that's the case, you might find them in another pile here, or like I said, maybe there is no message in here for you today. This is a collective general reading, so not everything will resonate 100%. And read my disclaimer below. Energy comes through quite pointed and direct, so sometimes it might be very exaggerated. Just take the messages as they fall on your scale of energy, and we will get into this reading. So I will see you at your timestamp in the description box, and in the pinned comment you'll see the timestamps for your options. Feel free to pause the video, get into the zone, and I will see you beautiful people at your pick. Hello, my most spectacular pile number 1. If you pick the cutest yellow chickadee here, then pile number 1, this is your beautiful reading. Now, we will be taking a look at, this is a mouthful, so read the description, but it is what they, the person on your mind, think that you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you versus how they actually feel and perceive you, okay? So this is coming from their perception either way. So this may be definitely subjective, and just take what resonates here. And we will get into, well, I wasn't planning on doing just an energy check, but I think we should do an energy check here for you just to make sure that you've picked the right pile, since we are coming from their perception. So Spirit, let's ask for beautiful pile number 1, energy check in regards to this connection, so that pile number 1 knows that this is indeed their pile. All right, we'll pull a few tarot and oracle. So this will be resonating or not. If it's resonating, then this will be the right pile for you. Again, use your discernment and your intuition over my intuition, okay? So for pile number 1, we have the sun, beautiful, and you guys picked the bright yellow chickadee, so that is absolutely beautiful here. I feel like your person gives you confidence, and I feel like I feel like there is the beginning of this connection might have started with very heavy egos on both sides. I feel like there's a lot of shadow work being done right now and ego work on both sides. And this is divine masculine energy here coming through quite strongly. I feel like you guys are learning how to work together with this triangle here. And I feel like there's heavy consideration on what the future looks like. All right, let's take a look. What we see here. We have the Seven of Wands. Sun energy is Leo energy, and with all the fire here as well, that is also Leo energy. You might also resonate with Aries or Sagittarius, but very heavy Leo energy. And we have the Five of Pentacles. It's Earth energy. We have the Three of Wands. Yes, I was seeing the triangle in the background here was reminding me of the Three of Wands, which is preparing for future and a history that's been, I feel like you guys have been together for a bit. Okay, so if this is a really new connection, I would say that this is not your pile. I feel like this is something that you guys started from one place, and you guys are learning how to work together. You guys might be in a period of no contact, maybe, okay, but I feel like there is history here. I feel like there's lots of passion here for sure. And there is a challenge, which we'll see what the challenge is right now in this connection. Could very well be ego-based, like we mentioned. Maybe your person or yourself is doing a lot of shadow work. I keep hearing, okay. Might be inner child healing that's going on right now with this Sun card, because typically the Sun in the tarot has the children. This could be somebody that you communicate with frequently, somebody you have a lot in common with. You might even resonate with this person as your twin, okay, like twin flame, your other half. Interesting energy and feeling. And then we have the Queen of Swords, and we see that triangle again. Triangle is, I mean, pretty sturdy. I feel like there's something you guys are learning to build, or learning to come together in order to build something greater than each of you guys could build on your own. Queen of Swords is air energy. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you might resonate with either of those signs, or your person may, okay, because we were getting heavy Leo, Aries, Sag, and now we're getting some Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, which could be heavy placements in either of your birth charts. Doesn't have to be so much, but just further confirmation. And I'm feeling heavy Gemini actually from this card when I was talking about twin. Yeah, communication, clarity. I feel like there's a period in this connection, or a point in this connection, where either one of you guys or both of you guys were really contained or held back emotions here. I see the cage with the heart. I believe that's a heart in there. Very guarded. Okay. And we have frustration here. All this red, definitely passion. I feel the frustration because we kind of glossed over this card here with this Five of Pentacles. This is feeling down and out, or left out in the cold. And I feel like the heavy frustration here could certainly be the inner child healing that you guys are doing. And I feel like maybe one of you guys is lagging behind and there's frustration because it seems like no matter how much you guys are at it, I feel like there's always something kind of getting in the way of keeping you guys apart. The Seven of Wands is being on a, oh, look at, there's a triangle here as well. Very interesting, all these triangles. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. Like I was saying, the Seven of Wands is being on a higher ground in order to face opposition, in order to defend your position, in order to defend yourself and stand firm in your convictions. I feel like you guys have been maybe trying to get control of this connection on both sides here. And I feel like both of you guys could potentially be controlling, okay, or wanting the control on this connection, or at one point. And I feel like it's been causing a lot of frustration. And I feel like maybe when one person is on, the other one's off. I mean, square, or square peg, round hole. It's not quite jiving. There's something about your guys' connection that can't quite jive or fit together, and it's frustrating because I feel like you guys both on both sides want to see the other person's point of view. But I feel like you potentially come into, I'm going to assume this is your energy here. You could flip it, okay, if this sounds more like your person. The Divine Feminine, I feel here coming as this Queen of Swords, has recognized the truth of a situation here, and I feel has released herself from a lot of her ego work, a lot of her attachments. And I feel like the frustration here is her. So again, could be your energy looking at the Divine Masculine here as someone who is still needing to keep the ego in check, chooses connection over maybe things that are feeding his ego right now. Okay, well, just seeing if there's anything more that's coming through here. I feel this is a very beautiful, deep connection here. I feel like you guys have done a lot of healing individually as a result, as a catalyst for one on the other. This is feeling very much twin flamey to me here. But I feel like if you are in a period of no contact here, this could be represented by the Five of Pentacles. And I feel like there's this newfound clarity and understanding here that the Divine Feminine is having about what this connection means. And yeah, I feel like it's a very strong connection here, okay? So if this resonates for you guys and sounds like your connection, let's take a look at what they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you versus how they actually feel and perceive you, okay? So that's a mouthful. Let us take a look. So Spirit, thank you so much for that beautiful message for pile number 1. We are asking for pile number 1's person on their mind, what they think that pile number 1 thinks about how they feel about pile number 1 and how they perceive them. Wow, that one came out. So we have the Mountain, we have Summer, we have Don Juan. And thank you so much, pile number 1, for allowing me to tap into your beautiful energy. I'm so blessed, so grateful. If you haven't subscribed and you'd like to see more of these readings, please do so. Leave a like, helps my channel. And if you are interested in a private reading, those tend to be a lot more accurate. Feel free to visit my website or send me an email. All right. the Ace of Swords. We have the Nine of Swords. And we have the Queen of Swords coming out again. Bottom of the deck energy, we have Justice. So heavy Libra energy here with all the swords and Justice. This is also Libra energy, okay? But again, Gemini, Aquarius could be prevalent. Yes. Okay. So how they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you. Well, with the Mountain here, this talks about an obstacle, something that's very firm, unable to move. Could be a challenge that needs to be worked around, but is very fixed. And the number 33 could be significant for you guys. We were seeing the triangle, so you guys might be seeing a lot of 333, or your person could be seeing a lot of threes. Now, threes is a spiritual number here. I feel this is such a spiritual connection. I feel there's something really grand about this connection here, and I feel like your person thinks that you think about how they feel about you is that they are unwilling to move in their position, that they do see the beauty in this connection. They are unwilling to budge. And they're kind of like saying, well, you got to kind of do the work. You got to kind of come to me. You got to be the one to overcome this obstacle. I'm going to be well positioned here. I'm well positioned. I don't need to move. I don't need to climb. I don't need to overcome an obstacle here. That's on you if you want to enjoy the beauty of this connection. But beware, I am when you get to where you need to get to me, there's a lot of fire and there's a lot of stuff that you might not be prepared for, okay? So this is, again, what they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you. Now with the Summer card here, this is beautiful energy. Summer talks about, you know, being carefree in a time where things are really, you really enjoy summer here. It's kind of like you're not thinking about responsibilities. You're not really thinking about hard work so much. This is fun times. Summer's also the sun energy here. So I feel they feel like you know there's a certain youthfulness and vitality, but also that they feel it may be short-lived or that they're enjoying themselves temporarily, that this isn't a long-term situation with you. And they're going to enjoy it while it kind of lasts type of thing and make the most of this time, short period of time that they have kind of with you. Don Juan, the light attributes us spotlights your positive seductive qualities, and the shadow attribute using the power of romantic attraction for private agendas. So I'm picking up that they think you think about how they feel about you is that they're trying to woo you, enjoy themselves with you, but the true them is kind of almost impossible to reach. And they can say or do whatever temporarily to get you to engage with them. And yeah, in order for them to kind of gain what they want temporarily, like temporary enjoyment of this connection, feels very one day at a time, a connection of convenience almost to them. what's convenient to them. When there is no storm, then it's convenient to them to enjoy you and for you to enjoy them. They also think that you're not seeing this connection, or that you think, they think that you think that they feel that they think the connection is not balanced here, okay? We see the scales, but then you see this little ball and it's kind of floating. I feel like, yeah, like they have the power almost to bring balance to this connection, and they're kind of in their teasing state of, I could at any moment be imbalanced and throw this right off. And yeah, I'm getting that control energy again from this energy. Now, for those of you guys who listen to this reading, and because I know sometimes there could be some misconceptions or some misguided understandings when it comes to twin flame energy, and sometimes I get some comments about, you know, it being a toxic type connection. Now, I don't feel there's anything really toxic about this. I feel the energy I'm feeling here, to describe what it is, it's definitely hurtful, but I feel it's hurtful because I feel like this person is really trying to work on shedding their ego, and they're also working on healing their inner child and figuring themselves out in what this connection means. And I don't feel like this is coming from a place of, again, this is how they think that you think that they feel about you. Okay, so this isn't necessarily how they feel, but, or this is how they feel, but coming from them seeing it in your eyes, I feel like they, yeah, this isn't coming from a place of malice or a place of wanting you to be hurt in any way. So there isn't a toxicity here. I feel like this person isn't being deceptive in any sort of way. Okay, so if you are in a situation that is toxic, and toxic as in your person is maliciously acting in a way to be hurtful and lashing out to you to cause pain, then this is definitely not the connection, okay? But I do feel like there is pain here in some way. I'm feeling, even though I don't see this in the cards, that they're thinking that you might be experiencing because you're seeing them in this way, and that they have all this control to bring this balance. Now, the Ace of Swords, here we see another triangle. I mean, because the triangles come out as the elements here, and this both, all three of these are the elements of air. I see that there is this, the sword of truth, which is getting very clear and cutting through adversity and challenges in order to understand what is truthful, what is real, speaking one's truth, no matter how painful. And there is this anxiety, this mental anguish, these sleepless nights around looking and acting in truth, and that you've been able to see that they've been guarded, that they've been guarding their heart, that they've been guarding their emotions, that they've been pretty limited as far as you being able to access them. Yeah, there's heavy emphasis on not being able to access them, but that you're seeing through this, and that you've embraced some sort of truth here with the lady here. She has, the Queen of Swords has this crown of thorns, and the crown of thorns is represented here on the Sword of Truth. I feel like there is this understanding truth that you have, and that you're free, and you're kind of contemplating and looking at their situation of being fixed and stuck in a way that's contemplating what your truth is and how you want to move forward here. And there's a lot of anxiety around this and sleepless nights for them, or thinking that that's what you're perceiving. Interesting. And we have the Empress in reverse here. The Empress is divine feminine energy. This is Taurus energy, absolute abundance when it comes to receiving love, mother energy. This could again be that inner child wounding needing to be healed. This is the ability to receive love, and because it was in reverse, I'm feeling like your person is really struggling with allowing love to be receptive to love. I feel a very heavy divine masculine, but in ego and doing shadow work and working through this. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to do versus how they actually feel and perceive you. Okay, so this was what they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you. And now we'll look at how they actually feel and perceive you. Again, it is their perception, so it may, again, be very, very subjective, or I guess it is subjective based on their perception. So only take what resonates here. All right, so let us start with the oracle. Start with this here. Spirit, okay, was feeling 2. Spirit for pile number 1, excuse me, can we get how pile number 1's person on their mind actually feels and perceives pile number 1? Thank you. And again, thank you so much, pile number 1, for allowing me to tap into your beautiful energy of you and your person. I am so glad, so grateful to do your reading today. I do enjoy these very much. All right, so we have the box. The box. Take a look at this card. If there's anything intuitively you're picking up on, then please use that as well in your message today. We have the prayer. We have lightning with 13. 13 is the death card, transformation in the tarot. All right. I'm feeling this one here. We have the femme fatale. Okay. Light attributes. Highlights the erotic energy of the feminine. Opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. Sorry, I'm going to reread that because I don't think I read that proper. So the light attribute highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected, and the shadow attributes inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money, and power. All right. Spirit for beautiful pile number 1, can we get how pile number 1's person actually feels and perceives pile number 1? How are they actually perceiving pile number 1? How are they feeling about pile number 1? I'm feeling 2 more here and one more spirit. All right. We have the Ace of Swords in the exact same position here. Maybe you are seeing a truth here. And we have the 2 of Wands. Take a look at that card. Interesting. The 3 of Wands coming out again. 3 of Wands. Heavy emphasis on future, or the building of this connection, the investment and the work you guys have done in collaboration here. The 2 of Cups, beautiful. So there's 2 2s here. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. And we have the 9 of Wands. Okay. Lots of Wands energy again. That passion's coming through. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And I'm feeling, fiery type energy coming from this lightning card as well. Okay. So how They actually feel and perceive you, beautiful pile number 1. This is interesting energy. I feel like what I'm getting is two, possibly why we were seeing that Justice card. I'm seeing two sides of, they're thinking at times you guys are polar opposites or wanting different things in this connection. Not polar opposites as in your what you guys have in common or interests, that sort of thing, but opposites as in this connection, how you guys are positioned and what you guys are seeing out of this connection. And they feel like you're more free, and they perceive you as someone who is making a decision and almost making a choice, a sacrifice here of sorts, and a decision to wait, or there's this feeling of you being free, okay? Like you have the freedom, you've broke through something, or you've done something and you're graduated and you're now in this state of beauty to move with truth, but you're choosing to, and you're choosing to see how things unfold or transpire with them. They feel like that's what you're actively doing here. And they feel their held backness. How they actually feel. They feel their held backness. They feel your grace. They feel your beauty. They feel your frustration. They also feel your epiphany of understanding a situation here that is true in how you're acting based on comparing it to how they're showing up in this connection. They feel restricted or limited, and they know that they're being limited, or that they're in that mountain or in the box or held back in the cage. There's something about being not open, not following truths. And with all of these wands in this femme fatale, there is this deep pull sexually and attraction that your person has towards you, that no matter how much they kind of try blocking off, they feel that there's this pull here. And when they feel this pull, I feel like it is more than just this passion and this desire. I feel like there is this, with the Two of Cups, there is this love, but the more they're pulled, I feel like with this opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. I feel like there is this opening of emotions or of their heart every time they get drawn into your pull. And I don't think they like that very much, because I feel like your person is still trying to gain control of, I think they feel like if they were to open themselves up and follow their passions and desires towards you, and then they would emotionally open up their heart, then they would lose some sort of control. And so I feel like there's this heavy Nine of Wands, which is, being guarded in some way and protecting oneself from pain. And another triangle here. Triangle is so significant here. Maybe some of you guys could understand that there is something to be built here with your person that's greater than the two of you guys when you guys come together. Something very spiritual. Now, 3 can also talk about a third party, but I don't feel like there's another third party energy other than your person needing to really work on their egoic self, their inner child wounds. And I feel like you've done a lot of this. But again, back to this 9 of Wands, I feel like there's this guarded stance. And generally, the 9 of Wands is a big wall of wands. This one's kind of more round and straight up. I feel like your person is almost running out of defenses here, or at least this is how they're feeling. Okay, but they perceive you as somebody who has a lot of softness, somebody who is making a decision to choose this connection out of love. They feel there's this generosity about you with this 2 of Cups. And yeah, heavy emphasis on choice here with the 2. Okay, so it's like you're choosing and you're deciding actively. Whereas I feel they feel it's more out of their control. They feel like they're out of control in making decisions. They don't want to be out of control. And this is where there causes this this blocked off energy. It's because the pull is very strong and they don't want to be out of this box here and lose complete control over themselves, over the situation. So there's almost like a sense of admiration that you're able to control yourself here in this situation, or at least they think you do, because that's how they're perceiving you. But heavy emphasis on what's to come to the future, because 2 of Wands is making a choice, a decision to go one way. It's like a crossroads, a path, choosing one option to go down this option or this path. And 3 of Wands definitely talks about, you know, future horizons, what's to come. There's a new beginning in truth here, and potentially they're seeing you now embarking on a truthful view and acting out of truth in this connection recently. So maybe, because I was picking up earlier that both of you guys were doing a lot of shadow work, and I felt like there was control on both sides, and maybe both of you guys were hanging on to what it was that you guys both wanted, firm in your positions. But I feel like they feel right now that you're seeing this in a way that's more aligned with the truth. You're more at peace with your position. You have more control over the situation than they do, because you are acting out of a place of truth, seeing out of a place of truth, and that you've had this epiphany almost, and this realization of what this is about. Like you have the secret ingredient here. Okay, let's pull some of these oracles and then we'll get into just pulling a couple of cards to see if there is advice from Spirit here. Movement. This is 8 of Wands energy. Lots of passion with all of these wands. Movement is a breakthrough. So yeah, I feel like they feel like you've had a breakthrough here in your healing and your understanding of this connection and your ability to control yourself and choose decisions wisely and be almost pulled and removed from the chaos and the fire and the passion that was driving a lot of these maybe confrontations, or driving a lot of the actions that might have been turbulent. I feel like they feel you've had a breakthrough and that you're able to move forward now in a positive way. But at any point that you could move away from this connection here, okay? Caution. I feel they are certainly scared of opening up the box, or like I said, putting down the guard because of this pull that I don't feel they are ready to do just yet. Because if they do, every time they're pulled in passionately, there is this risk of exposing emotions or opening their heart up and then lose control of a situation here that I don't feel they're prepared to want to lose this control. So more ego work, definitely shadow work needs to be done here. So they are very cautious in how they are communicating with you, the time they spend with you, what it is that they're able to share and give and take in this connection with you. Okay, let's see if we have some advice here from Spirit. Now, if you're resonating as the Divine Masculine in this energy, let's see if this energy or if this guidance can be for either one of you guys. So we'll just ask Spirit for guidance for this connection as a whole. So Spirit, can we get guidance for this connection as a whole? For beautiful pile number 1, the viewer. Thank you so much. All right, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, this is destiny. This is things turning for the better. This also talks about cycles, and there's a heavy emphasis on you breaking free from a cycle here and them visibly seeing you kind of having this epiphany or this break free moment. But there might have been unhealthy cycles. There's definitely guidance here from Spirit that this is a fated connection. I feel very strongly a spiritually fated connection. I do feel like the best is yet to come here with this Wheel of Fortune. 3 of Pentacles, another 3, highly spiritual number here. This is like spirit, mind, and heart kind of coming together here with this 3. 3 of Pentacles is working together to build something greater than each of you guys could build on your own. And this is materializing. I feel like you guys are brought together to bring something here, to build something here. And I feel it is something in this 3D world, something that is tangible, something that is can build to a 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful. 9 of Cups. This is emotional fulfillment, self-gratification in a situation where you're completely fulfilled and wishes come true. So because this is guidance, I feel like the guidance is a need to work together. So potentially your person, again, if your person is the one that was kind of reserved, I feel like your person is working their shit out, to be honest. And there is a point where they're able to come together with you for you guys to work together. And I feel like you're potentially ahead of this healing process. But I feel like there is this emotional gratification, satisfaction that is being birthed right now, that's destined to be the outcome of this connection. Now, there is free will, so whether your person continues to do this work or not is really going to be up to them. Otherwise, they stay in these cycles, and you could certainly move out of this cycle. And I do see this cycle here with this lightning because it is round, but the snake sheds its skin, does its healing. There's the egg in the middle. I feel like look, egg in the middle. There's like this little embryo baby with wings in the middle here. It's very interesting. I feel like you've been birthed out of the cycle, and I feel like your person is witnessing that. And I also feel like if this is a twin flame or you're resonating with a twin flame energy, I feel like there's a mirroring here, and you broke free from maybe a cycle here, which allows your person to get themselves out of a cycle. Prayer and the Wheel of Fortune. Definitely something very highly spiritual here that's destined to take place. And Justice. This is that balance card again. I feel like there is definitely a give and take that is needed but I feel like it is not only needed, but I feel it is destined to happen. And once it starts to happen, I feel like there is a coming together to build something together. That spirit is wanting you guys to work together, and that brings emotional complete satisfaction to you, although maybe you're not experiencing that. I am feeling, now that you guys kind of broke out, I do feel there is a sense of emotional fulfillment that you've been birthed into. I don't feel like you're heavily weighing so much on this situation now that you've come in with the truth. And it's balancing out the scales here. You're not needing this person. And that's the thing. You're not needing this person to recognize you. You're not needing this person to validate you. You're not needing this connection to be the it for you. You're actively choosing to understand this for what it is. And I feel this is spinning the destiny in your favor, because I feel you are emotionally fulfilled here with your own self, your ability to work on yourself, heal parts of yourself that might have needed healing when you and this person got together. I feel like you've been rebirthed, you've been healed, you've been praying to your guides, your God, source, spirits to allow you to work through situations that I feel you're really freed from here. So you're almost at a position of, you know, hoping the best, wishing the best here for your person to figure out a way out of this labyrinth, out of this box. But they're scared of the opening of that box and following that passion, because they might just lose control. And heavy emphasis on this balance. There's also a guidance here from Spirit, not to allow this person to break a boundary here, because although these scales talk about balance, there's always this one ball here which I feel could drop or could throw things out of balance. So I feel like your person might be in bouts of restoring balance, but might fall back in old ways, and Spirit's wanting you to stay true to your truth, your healing, and maintaining balance in a connection. So if they're unbalanced and not bringing balance, then you remove yourself and continuously focus on your own emotional satisfaction, and that there is a potential and opportunity here to really work and build together something in this world that might build to this 10 of Pentacles. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, so this is what I have here for pile number 1. I hope this helped, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous pile number 2. If you pick this pink birdie here, then pile number 2, this is your beautiful reading. I can't wait to get into your reading. Now, like I said, this is a mouthful, but this is what they, the person on your mind, thinks you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you. Okay, I'll say that again. You can read the description here, but it's what they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you versus how they actually feel and perceive you. Okay, so this is coming from their perception, so definitely is subjective here. Only take what is resonating. You might be tapping into your own energy. Just please take whatever resonates. And like I mentioned, when reading energies, most of the time it comes very pointed, sometimes very exaggerated. So just take it on a scale of whatever's resonating for you. Okay. And thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your beautiful energy, pile number 2. We'll ask Spirit to give us a message here in regards to how you'll know this is your pile. So we'll do an energy check, just looking at the connection as a whole, so that pile number 2 knows that this is indeed about the person on their mind. Again, this could be romantic, it could be platonic. I will pick up whatever energies is coming to me, so just take whatever's resonating for you and leave the rest behind. Now, I was going to pull these, but I am not feeling these so much. Let's pull one of these, okay? We're doing energy check. Spirit, clear and concise for beautiful pile number 2, so that they know this is their reading. I'll pull one of these as well. I'm feeling that one. Okay. And some tarot. So this will be more kind of from how you're perceiving this connection, so that you know this is your pile. Okay. So we have the uncreated. Now, if you pick up anything intuitively from these cards that I'm not picking up on, go with your intuition. Okay, that might be validation for you from spirit. We have the womb, the uncreated and the womb. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? And we have the sustainer, number 24, or the number 6. No, that's not 24, is it? Yes, 24. Okay. Interesting. The sustainer. We have the tower. We have the 9 of Wands. We have the 7 of Wands. Talk about 2 very defensive cards here. And we have the 2 of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm picking up heavy is with the uncreated. I mean, this is looking very much like the birthing canal, okay? And then the womb. I feel like there is, this connection is potentially something that hasn't been taken off the ground just yet, or the full potential is still there waiting to be birthed. And I feel like the energy coming through here is somebody who is really trying to maintain a hold of this connection, molding this connection, trying to be fluid in this connection in order to birth the potential of this connection, which is, could be anything really. I mean, the uncreated talks about how beauty is created in this world from nothing. Okay, so there is a heavy emphasis on gestation period, maybe having to foster something, maybe having to be very dealing with something with kid gloves in a way, because I feel there's this heavy guarding, defensiveness, protecting what's sacred here. And I feel like what is sacred is this beautiful give and take, this emotional love, this partnership, this ability to receive and give love on a soul level, on a loving level. But I feel like there's been a tower here, okay? So whatever history has gone on, now it could either, because I'm getting kind of an interesting energy here. So either you've come from a position where there was a lot of pain in a connection that might have been faulty, or where you were betrayed or backstabbed or treated in a way that came out after a period of time that you weren't expecting, that completely shocked you, left you in a state of, could be heartbreak, could be in a state of having nothing, could be a divorce, could be a separation, could be somebody pretending to be one way and then the truth comes out that they're a complete different way. Now, that could be aside from this connection. So now you are really, really, really cautious, wanting something out of this connection, but going very slow in order to build this gestation, being very defensive and protective of this connection and the love that can come of this connection. Or you've gone through a very harsh period of time with this person specifically in this connection, and now there is this opportunity to work on things again, but you feel like you're really having to be very guarded, almost like on eggshells. Like you might feel like, if I say something here, I might jeopardize them leaving me again, or I might, I almost feel like whether this is in this connection or not, it's like I don't want the same thing to happen again. I need to make sure that I'm very cautious, very aware, treating this in such a delicate way that I'm fostering the potential here. There's so much love that I see that can come out of this situation. So I need to defend this and guard this, and all the situations and people who are against it, the challenges that are coming about. I need to fight for this connection. I need to fight people, situations, circumstances, anything that's going to threaten this connection and the future of this connection. I'm going to have to make right. I'm going to have to be very active. I'm going to have to involve myself in massaging this situation so that I can obtain this beautiful Two of Cups with this person. But I feel like there's such a heavy emphasis on having to protect and foster this precious thing rather than you actually enjoying this moment. I feel like there is no real, you're not even having a chance to enjoy this connection. You're not having a chance to be free and enjoy this connection. It's almost like an anticipation here of something, and in the interim you're needing to be defensive and guarded and look out and actively massaging this situation in order for something here to transpire. Maybe you've never been with this person before. That's also coming through, but you are fighting towards this. So you recognize this is someone you want to be in a connection with. This is someone you recognize there's being potential with. You recognize there's something here that might be birthed, but you're needing to do a lot of work to get this to be done. You're needing to protect a lot of this, but I feel like there is this experience here outside of either this connection or in this connection that's crumbled, or that's needing to come crumbling down. Okay, that was a big message here for you guys. Beautiful pile number 2. If this is resonating for you, let's take a look at what they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you. Okay, and then we'll get into how they actually feel and perceive you and see what's different about it. But let's pull that. All right, Spirit. So what does pile number 2's person think that pile number 2 thinks about how they feel and perceive them? Beautiful pile number 2. We got the Ring. Two cards here. We got the Raven's Head. We got Sugar. Sugar. 31. All right. And we got Shapeshifter, the light attributes, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. And I'm feeling this one. We got Servant, light attribute, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. Shadow attribute, using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life. I'm feeling like I want to read this Sugar card as well. We might do that after we pick up energies, just to see if there's any sort of messages that you might take away. So we'll ask Spirit for clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 2. We got the Empress, that's Taurus energy. We got that 7 of Wands coming out again. And we have Justice. And we have the 5 of Cups. On the bottom of the deck energy here with Judgment. Wow, very powerful with Justice and Judgment here. And we were seeing that Tower. So we have 3 major arcanas right off the hop. Okay. So what they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you. Like you're on a mission that you're called to do. Sorry, like they perceive you. Yes. Let me just get the energy straight here. Somebody's energy here is on a mission and they're very determined, and it goes beyond this connection. It's like this commitment, dedication of sorts that is very fragile. So what they think, you think about how they feel about you. Yeah, like they are on a mission, they have this commitment, this unwavering journey that they must accomplish here, that they have to bring into this world, but it's very delicate and could be dissolved at any point, and it needs to be heavily it's that same energy needing to be heavily treated in such a way, because too much of it is, if it's left uncontrolled, it might go bad or it might turn bad. So it needs to be carefully monitored and carefully treated. And there's this like realization or this acceptance of what has happened in the past. So maybe there was a situation with that tower that's caused pain, that's caused grief, that's caused sadness, that's caused this understanding now that there has to be a sense of justice here, and that they have to protect this at all costs and fight against a lot of energies here in order to maintain this vision, this commitment, this dedication, this calling, this journey. And I feel like the journey, the calling, and this destination is this connection. Okay. And the Empress here being smack dab in the middle. This is like divine feminine. This is beautiful, abundant love and being able to receive love. It's birthing. Again, we were seeing those two birthing cards. There's like something to be birthed here when it comes to love, when it comes to beauty. And it's almost like this unwavering dedication and focus. So that energy that I was picking up at the beginning when I said, if you were resonating here, this is how this person is seeing you, seeing them, and how they think you think, how they feel about you. Okay, so this is pretty powerful stuff. Like you are seeing them from their eyes, that there's someone who's going to fight for this connection, who's seeing this as something sacred, and who's had an awakening, a realization that maybe things weren't just. They need to now bring justice to a situation where they might have done something that they now regret. Maybe they cheated, maybe they slighted you, maybe they hurt you, and now they're like, I feel like I was saying this, walking on eggshells almost, but it's like this sugar almost analogy speaks better. It's like if you add water, it all dissolves. If you have too much, it's like not good for you. It's like you need the right amount here, and sugar could be, tasty, and but I don't feel like sugar is ever really good for you. That's the thing. So I feel like this is almost like a mission or a chore, rather than enjoying the connection, birthing this connection, like it's still yet to be birthed and we're seeing what's to come of it. But because there's been so much struggle here and challenge, that there's now a need to bring justice to themselves. Okay, the servant is definitely an energy of serving others. But when it tips the scales into how you can service another or how you can show up for another, you kind of neglect your own self and your own what it is that you deserve, what it is that you're entitled to, your full abundance. I feel like this person is really focused on how they can become of service, and or at least they think that's how you're seeing them. Someone, how can they become of service? How can they make things right? How can they move forward with this dedication, with this unwavering commitment, and this making things work here? I feel it really is about this connection, how they could be committed to you, how they can unfold this, whatever's supposed to be birthed, this potential and this connection. So they're going to have to do whatever it takes here with this shapeshifter. This is skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see potential in everything. This is their ability to really have to dance the dance, maneuver, change themselves in every which way in order to protect and serve this connection. Wow. Okay, this is like a duty service type energy. I don't think I've ever felt this energy, to be honest with you, in any of my readings. So could very well be coming from a new subscriber here or a new viewer, because I don't feel like I've read this energy. Okay, so we're going to take a look at how they actually feel and perceive you. But they think that you're thinking that this is their energy as far as what they feel about you and how they perceive you. Quite interesting, quite dedicated. Let's read Sugar, because I am curious to see. Sorry about that. Okay, so what do we have here for Sugar? That might add some insight. A look at that opening right up at Sugar. As we put this here so you can get a good look at what you intuitively feel from this card. So it says, sacred sweetness, pleasure, and attraction. Oh, how sugar dances on the tongue. No matter how intellectual and scholarly our pursuits, sugar reminds us of our longing for simple pleasures. Until the 12th century, our need for sweetness, it is, after all, one of the 5 essential tastes in Ayurveda, was fulfilled by raw honey offered by the bees. This material had many medicinal properties and was known in alchemy as a sacred elixir. Now, most of our sources of sweetness, both literally and metaphorically, are highly processed, defined for us by a culture of consumption. This card is a call to explore the simple sweetness in life. Can you add tenderness to your alchemical experiment? How about joy or even laughter? It is likely the pleasure you crave will not be found from manufactured means, but from the childlike wonder residing in the heart. Remember the alchemical wisdom of like attracts like. Listen to Nina Simone performing the song A Little Sugar in My Bowl to ponder the power of attraction and aversion. Pleasure is healing in and of itself. What is the simplest, most feasible means of joy can participate? What is the simplest, most feasible means of joy you can participate in today? It does not have to be big and boisterous. Joy is everywhere. Okay, so I feel like that energy, all from reading that whole thing, was them not being able to enjoy the connection yet. Like, I feel like it's still being birthed, but it's like walking on eggshells and handling things and really trying to massage things and be in an energy of not enjoying the moment. Being this servant and having to adapt and jumping through hoops and being blinded on a mission and a goal. And it's like you're missing the point person here, because there's this love and there's this beauty and there's this potential. And this person is really caught up in the act of, maybe they're really caught up in the act of this being a challenge to fight for, something they have to keep balancing out and do all these acts, and they're really missing the fun here in this connection. They're really missing the point of the love here. I was feeling this anticipation feeling almost, but I feel like this person could potentially be lost in the actions of what they feel they're needing to take or do here, where now all the joy is stripped from the love, the joy is stripped from this connection, the joy is stripped from the love that they could receive here, the balance that's needed because of a situation, I feel, that's happened here where they've had to come into judgment. Maybe they feel like they deserve to be on this end of the spectrum because maybe they did something that jeopardized this connection at one point, and now they feel like they need to hold it sacred or be in a certain way. Okay, so we've reviewed that. Let's see how they actually feel and perceive you versus that energy we were looking at, to see how that compares. Is it similar? All right, so Thank you very much, Spirit, for that beautiful, clear and concise message for pile number 2. We will ask for the person and pile number 2's mind, the person, how they actually feel and perceive pile number 2. Okay, I'm dropping the cards. That was too many, so we'll just put them back in and we'll ask Spirit for clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 2. How does your person actually feel and perceive you? All right, we have Sun's Splendor. Ooh, this is the 10 of Cups. This is beautiful. And this is the Maiden card. The number 8. 8 is also the Strength card in the tarot. The Maiden, okay. Let's pull one of these. We got Advocate. Light attribute inspires you to put compassion into action. Shadow attribute, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. And some tarot. Spirit, clear and concise for beautiful pile number 2. How is their person actually feel and perceive pile number 2? We have the 10 of Swords. And we have the 8 of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the 10 of Cups. Oh my goodness. And the Tower coming out again. Okay. I feel this energy is quite interesting. Let me pull one of these as well. This is an Oracle card here. Just going to give some context here. It's the Prism Oracle. Surrender. Okay. Ten of Cups. So there is a deep, deep, deep love here. Okay. So if there is any doubt, your person absolutely loves you. And I think they definitely see this potential of a 10 of Cups here with you. I think there's a lot of fear here in something that's happened. Either they've experienced a very crazy tragedy in having to let go of someone that they really loved and were betrayed. This is, you know, getting stabbed in the back by potentially someone we trust, a situation that left us feeling very hurt, that's come to an end. And maybe what's happened here is this, I feel it's almost like this trigger response to a trauma that they've experienced pain in a situation in the past. Now, could have certainly have been this connection, but for a lot of you, what I'm feeling is they've experienced this outside of the connection, and there might have been a taste of a crumbling of this connection or an argument or something's happened here specifically in your connection that got them to be in react mode, okay? Because they were experiencing what they've experienced in the past, which I feel is really was very traumatic for this person. And so if you guys got into an argument, maybe your person was expecting the worst of the situation, they automatically went back into their traumatic reflexes of what it was that they experienced. So I feel like they completely went into this mode of understanding that there's this 10 of Cups that could be had here within this potential, and they haven't experienced this yet with you, okay? The Maiden is someone that's coming into their own, someone a little naive, someone that's stepping forward and, you know, going from kind of adolescent years into this adulthood. So I feel like there's this repetitive mention here of something still yet to be birthed, the potential yet to be to be fostered here. So I feel like your person went into kind of reactionary mode, and I feel like they're really fighting for with this Advocate here. I'm not necessarily getting so much from these words here, but from this just Advocate in general, I feel like they're really surrendering to everything and anything that's going to jeopardize this connection in order for them to experience this 10 of Cups. And if they got into an argument or something happened here externally to jeopardize this connection, or within this connection that jeopardizes connection, they're taking this to heart And I feel like this is limiting them because of their past experience with pain, an ending that was painful. And it's keeping them in this Eight of Swords. They're not really enjoying this connection so much. They're not allowing themselves to experience this Ten of Cups and this full love. Although it is there to be had, they're surrendering themselves to a situation that's in the past has made them feel a certain way because of acting out of a loss almost here. And this Queen of Swords is someone who is mind over heart. Okay, so instead of maybe driving with the heart and emotions, they're driving with logic. Like, what happens if I lose this person? And what happens if I can't experience this person? And what happens if there's a painful ending or I get stabbed in the back here? So I got to make sure I'm delicately managing this situation in every angle and how this is, transforming here and how this is being birthed. And they have their hand in every single aspect, and it's really dampening this connection because it's no longer feeling like it's coming from emotions and joy. And yeah, although I do feel like there is a deep sense of love here and coming from a genuine place, it's kind of tainting the experience of this connection here. And maybe you guys have been, if this is your energy here, now this is heavy Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. And we were seeing the Justice card there, which is also Libra. Lots of swords, okay? So definitely air energy, but I'm feeling heavy Libra. If you're resonating as someone who maybe you've been honest with this person, maybe you've shared a piece of information and a truth, a vision for what it is that you're expecting and wanting, or something that it could be within this connection or just for yourself, but you've been brutally honest. Now this person is in reactive mode, okay? Like, I don't want to lose you. They might feel like you're maybe a little bit cold or not allowing this situation to develop in a way. So now they're in their servant, at your mercy, advocate for fighting for what this connection could be, but they're missing the enjoyment of this connection. Yeah, and they see you as, they see you as definitely this full 10 of Cups, which is this beautiful potential. Sun Splendor is everything you could possibly want. There's the two birds here, freedom, joy, emotional bliss, complete fulfillment, entering from a phase of wanting to experience this, and surrendering almost, but I feel like the surrendering here is to an act of something that's happened. Yeah, very interesting energy. All right, I hope this made sense to you guys, because it feels a little bit interesting here, this type of energy that I'm feeling. Let's ask Spirit for some advice here for beautiful pile number 2. Spirit, can you get advice for the viewer? So this could be either for your person or for you, whichever side you're kind of resonating on. You might have had to flip-flop these energies. Let's ask Spirit for guidance, some advice. Spirit, what more can we share with beautiful pile number 2? And one more. All right, so we have the Hangman. Okay. We have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Emperor. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so Aries energy here. There is a need to, now whether you're resonating as the person who's on eggshells or the one who had to kind of be truthful, but I feel this message is highly emphasizing and needs to get a perspective right now of the situation that's different than what's actually, how you guys are actually perceiving this connection. There's a need to maybe remove oneself, take a real good look at what's going on in this connection with the Hangman. This is getting a viewpoint that allows us to see things differently and possibly bring in enlightenment where we might not be understanding something, in order for things to actually work out and develop here, okay? Because I feel like things might not be developing or moving. So although you guys might be experiencing this connection, I feel like something's yet to be birthed, something's yet to transpire, something's yet to move, and it's possibly in a state of limbo. Things aren't moving, things are stagnant, and in order for that to happen, there needs to be a perspective shift and understanding where there is this empowerment to act and an empowerment to actually focus on the areas where you could be dedicated and grounding and bringing something to fruition here. I feel like, again, with this Ace of Pentacles, this is birthing something new again. There's this opportunity to birth something here, something great, but there needs to be a dedication, a focus, and an intent where there needs to be focus. And I'm also getting that heavy energy of someone who is very controlling of a situation, trying to get things exactly right, trying to be very much in control, in charge of how they're perceived in this connection, where they're not enjoying and not allowing things to be birthed, allowing this opportunity, potential seed to grow into a 10 of Cups, because they're so focused and dedicated with their head down and the tasks. Yeah. The Emperor is like, somebody who is fairly task orientated, could be quite bossy, controlling. And I feel like with this person energy, whatever I was feeling, I feel it here again as like a control in really being so overly focused on what the outcome is and what where they're putting in the energy and the effort. And there's a need to have a perspective shift in that, because I feel like that's where this could get stuck. There's a need to surrender to the love, the joy, the innocence, the beauty that could be birthed here in this connection in order for there to be a seed for the future potential. But there needs to be recognition here and how somebody is showing up here. This could definitely be, again, that divine masculine energy we're seeing here, how this divine masculine is showing up. All right. And if you're resonating with this energy and you're the divine feminine, maybe you're being a little bit too rigid in your need for how things are coming about in this connection. So shift your perspective, see things from a different angle, surrender to the love, the innocence here, whatever is going to be birthed, allow it to be natural. I mean, the maiden, when she goes into adulthood, it's like a natural organic process. She doesn't struggle or force herself. It's natural occurrence that happens. So I feel like there is a need to just allow things to naturally unfold here, like the leaves of this rose or the petals of this rose just naturally open. They're not forced. Yeah, there's a forcefulness about this whole thing that I'm getting. All right, so this is what I see here for beautiful pile number 2. I hope this helped. Leave a like, leave a comment. I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous pile number 3. If you picked this beautiful white lotus or lily flower, then pile number 3, this is your beautiful reading. I can't wait to get into this reading. Super excited. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, today's reading is, like I said, a mouthful, but we'll be looking at what they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you versus how they actually feel and perceive you. Okay, so what they think you think about how they feel about you. Now, before we get into that, we're going to take a look at the energy, an energy check here of the connection, so that you know whether this is your pile or not. So I'll ask Spirit for clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 3, energy check. So pile number 3 knows that this is indeed about the person they came here to check in on. Now, this person Doesn't have to be romantic. If it is, I will certainly pick that up and let you know. But we will ask Spirit for clear and concise message here for you guys, so that you guys know that this is your pile. All right. Thank you so much, pile number 3, for allowing me to tap into your beautiful energy. Let's see. We got the Queen of Wands. We got the Emperor. I'm going to read reversals. Well, I was trying to come out. And we got the Page of Wands. Okay, we have the Sword. We have Ash. We have the Athlete, light attributes, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. Shadow attributes, misuse of athletic abilities for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. Okay. Now, if you guys see in these cards anything that you're intuitively getting a hit on, something that brings a memory or triggers your intuition, I'll definitely use your intuition over mine. See if Spirit confirms this for you, just so that you know whether this is your pile or not, okay? So in this energy here, there is I feel like right now there is possibly a focus or a period of time where things are not the greatest, okay? The Ash talks about, you know, something that might have been very good at one time that could have burnt down, and now everything's kind of tainted with this grayness or this ash, or tainted with the experience of something that might have been catastrophe or caused a catastrophic type of result, if that's even a word. Okay, now here I see the bright side, and then there's the dark side here, and the Sword of Truth kind of in the middle here. There's a heavy emphasis on things potentially being not as doom and gloom as maybe you are thinking this connection could potentially be here, okay? Because there is this beautiful energy coming through as well. Now, some of you guys might be resonating with Aries, because all of these signs definitely, or all of these cards definitely have Aries in them. I mean, the Emperor is Aries, but we also have heavy fire, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. So that might be confirmation for you guys. Now, the Emperor could mean a boss or a father, okay, or a divine masculine. So I don't know who you've come here about, but that could be confirmation. And I feel like maybe somebody wasn't truthful with the situation that caused something to now be not the same. Yeah. Dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. I feel like there is a need to rebuild this connection, is what I'm feeling. There needs to be energy, there needs to be conversations, there needs to be a rebuild of truth, there needs to be a consistent engagement in strengthening this connection due to somebody's inability to be honest, or somebody's actions that might have tainted this connection. And I feel like you might be coming here as this Queen of Wands energy, which is, again, like I said, fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, but not really acknowledging this connection so much until the hard work, the dedication, and the effort is put in, because I feel like you've been abandoned by this person at one point, and this person potentially was going after something that they chose to do but sacrifice this connection, or they did something that sabotaged this connection, and they were all about winning. They were all about what they could get. They were all about their own satisfaction, their own enjoyment, and chasing whatever it was that they wanted. And I feel like it might have left you really saddened and very hurt. And I am picking up, though, that Spirit was mentioning there being a light side and a bright side here. So maybe there's a little bit of hope here that you're hanging on to, that things could get better. And in order for things to get better, there needs to be a dedication. You know, like an athlete is very dedicated to their sports. They got to put in the effort, the energy, make the sacrifices. So I feel like you want to see proof of sacrifices, and you really want to bring in towards you someone who is deserving of your attention, your affection. But I feel like she's hanging on to the sunflower, and the sunflower is a knowing of truth, their truth, a knowing of what they desire, what's going to bring them happiness that's close to them. I feel like you're knowing what it is that you need. And this person could potentially have been very much about their wins, very much about themselves, very much focused on their successes at the risk of jeopardizing this connection here, chasing something here with this Page of Wands, their desire, their passion. I am picking up, though, that this potentially didn't work out very well for this person. And maybe they've come back, but now things are needing to be put back together, or you're not paying no mind until things get put back together. And I feel like this person didn't necessarily want to leave you either, or sacrifice this connection when they did. Not quite sure why they did. You might find them very selfish, or when they did, they were being selfish. But I'm picking up more of an energy again. Maybe you're not seeing things exactly as they are so much. I feel like there was something here that, I mean, like this athlete is having to do certain things, having to risk certain things, having to challenge themselves in a way that is a struggle for them in order to have a greater outcome. So I feel like whatever they did here, whatever action they took, whatever decision they made was for a greater outcome for themselves, in order for them to potentially be showing up as an emperor. And you potentially see this as risking this connection and not caring, or them choosing something over you. But I feel like there is something about that not being completely true, and you're not really fully seeing it from their perspective here. Something greater than the connection needed to be experienced in order for them to be able to now have a chance at this connection. Okay, so this is what I'm picking up for the energies. If this sounds like something that you're resonating with, then let's take a look at what they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you. And then we'll look at how they actually do feel and perceive you, to see how that compares. So thank you so much, Spirit, for that beautiful, clear and concise message for my beautiful pile number 3. Okay, I'm going to take the one that flipped. We have the new pearl. The new pearl. Look at that. The new pearl. We might have to get some insight from reading the book, but I'll see what I could pick up intuitively first here. The thread. The new pearl. Okay, I'm getting an energy already here. We will pull the shapeshifter. Interesting, that came out for pile number 2. Spirit, clear and concise for beautiful pile number 3. Surrender, that also came out for pile number 2. So I'm wanting to come out. If you guys are tempted to watch pile number 2, there might be a correlation here between these energies. All right, what do we have? We have the 2 of Swords. We have the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords also came out in pile number 2. We have the Lovers. We have the 5 of Swords. And we have the 10 of Cups, which also came out in pile number 2. I am feeling kind of a similar type energy here, you guys. So you might definitely want to go check that out. But I do want to read the new Pearl. Wondering if I should read. Okay, let me read intuitively here, and then we'll see if we can get more from the book here. But I do feel like this person has done something in your eyes. They feel like they're hanging by a thread here, okay? Like everything could collapse at any point, depending on how they show up in this connection, because in your eyes, they've ruined it all, okay? So this is what they think you think about how they feel about you, okay? Like they've ruined it all. Now they need to show up, but that everything was really tied. Like I was saying, like there was something that they were needing to do. There was a sort of a challenge, sort of a commitment, a risk that they had to take, although not pleasant or maybe optimal for this connection. It was something that was required in a way that maybe you fully don't see or understand here, but there is an opportunity to start anew. But they're having to start from wherever this connection kind of left off, which in order for them to expect or hope for a beautiful new pearl, a beginning of something that is precious and that's organic and that kind of comes out of a situation that might take quite some time in order to develop here, they're needing to really be kind of on best behaviors. And yeah, I feel like, well, the 2 of Swords talks about needing to act or make a choice or make a decision here. It could talk about a stalemate with the crossed swords. And in this after tarot, you have these 2 individuals kind of fighting. I feel like that sport, that athlete thing again. These 2 individuals kind of battling it out. I feel like there was a battle to be had before making a decision in moving towards this connection with this person, okay? Or at least this is what they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you. About this battle that had to take place in order for there to be some progress, or now for this to take place. Now there was this painful ending. I think this person understands that maybe they've brought pain. And now they're having to deal with the aftermath, okay? Because this is the after tarot. This is the aftermath of after all the swords were in the back, and now the swords have been pulled out. But, I mean, this person is pretty much not engaging, is pretty dead, is not, yeah, has experienced the pain. And now everyone's kind of needing to clean up the aftermath. Lovers talks about a choice. This is a decision, okay? The 2 of Swords is a decision here. And I feel like where there needed to be action in the past, or something that was challenging in the past that caused an ending, now the aftermath here, there is a need to now make this decision, this choice that couldn't have been done in the past, okay? Now that there is a new situation here, to choose potentially this connection, to choose to build something that could be sacred here and grow. The Lovers is Gemini energy here, and I'm feeling heavy, heavy Gemini with all these swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay, but certainly very heavy, heavy Gemini here. And this can also mean communication and mental thought. So I feel like there's something here that definitely left you feeling like this person slighted you. They did something that betrayed you, something that hurt you. And now there's this understanding here that if they choose this connection or choose something here, that you may think that you don't trust them, or that they would slight you, or they would act in such a way. But there's a understanding here about having this beautiful 10 of Cups, this ultimate joy, emotional fulfillment, families coming together, building families, sitting by the fire pit, white picket fence, homes, wishes, feeling at home. There's this loving energy that I feel your person understands could be had here, or at least that you feel like, or they think that you think that this is how they feel, okay? And that they might have sabotaged this when they chose to make a decision that left you hurt. And now they're kind of hanging by this thread, and that things were really tied in such a way. I feel like there's this commonality, this thread that runs down from the beginning of this connection all the way to now, that's kind of painting this picture. And this person is needing to really kind of they're really needing to adapt here, and almost I'm seeing like a contortionist. They're having to really kind of be like this athlete, go out of their way and really put in all of this patience, time, effort, energy, dedication, whatever, because at any point this thread could break. And they're wanting a sense of just enjoyment and peace and love and happiness here. They're wanting to surrender to this, but they feel like it's not their choice because they need to make amends. They need to make up for this. Although there is an emphasis here that's coming through strongly from spirit that this was a needed thing that maybe you're not seeing so clearly here, okay? And maybe there is a heavy focus on this being a betrayal of sorts that, I mean, I don't know what they did, so you could certainly feel betrayed, and if you do, that is just, because now everything's kind of turned gray and they're needing to make amends, and they clearly did make a decision to walk away or choose something. However, I feel like there needs to be a communication about what that was. There needs to be a communication around how that might have helped, how that challenge needed to be fought or needed to be made in order for there to be movement, in order for there to be resolution. Okay, let's take a look at this new pearl, and see what we see. That might bring us some insight into this whole reading. Okay, so we have the new pearl, and we'll put that there. So if your intuition picks up anything, feel free to use your intuition. So we have grit, irrigation, and waiting. The new pearl is one of the great promises of alchemy. From a single grain of sand, the pearl forms slowly but surely in the salty mouth of the oyster. The new pearl emerges as an alchemical miracle, a sight unimaginable at the outset. That said, the process is generated from irritation itself. Such is the medicine of the new pearl card. The work is underway, but the gem has not yet formed. Don't become petty and hasty, seeking a return on your efforts. Rather, turn to patience, consistency, and humility to remedy the discomfort. Let the magic of time and salt water do its work. Relax, believe and support a fellow alchemist in finding the grit that will become their pearl. Don't worry about you right now. The entire ocean is your ally. Go deeper. Read The Pearl by John Steinbeck to ponder the pearl turning back to sand. Wow, yeah, we were getting that definite, this period of time. You guys definitely might want to go check out pile number 2, but this period of time is almost like they're needing to put in this energy, this effort. It's like a waiting period here. They're making amends. They're making a situation right in which they wronged you or you felt slighted, and something could have definitely have gone wrong here, but there's more to this situation, okay? But I feel like you can't really rush this pearl. And like the athlete, they have to put in the energy, the time, the effort. So that Queen of Wands we were saying, she wants to see this effort, this energy being put in, and maybe you are coming from the point of view that you're wanting to rush something here, or maybe you're wanting to see something a little bit different, but Spirit's certainly emphasizing that process does take dedication and time and commitment here, and that choice needing to be made. Okay, so this is what they think you think about how they feel about you and how they perceive you. Now let's take a look at how they actually feel and perceive you and see if there is, yeah, any sort of difference here. I was saying to pile number 2 that I feel like this is a new energy coming in, because I don't feel like I've read this energy before. So you might be a new subscriber or a new viewer here. Welcome if you are. But I am feeling like this is new energy here. Okay, so we'll ask Spirit for clear and concise for beautiful pile number 3. How is the person on their mind who they've come here about? How are they actually feeling and perceiving pile number 3? No, not feeling that one. All right. How is pile number 3's person perceiving and feeling for pile number 3? I'm feeling that one as well. And let's start flipping them. We have the bridge, number 38. Silver, 25. And number 7. We have balance and we have movement. Green. Wow, green is heart chakra. Okay. Oh, and then the shapeshifter coming out again. Interesting. That was put somewhere in the middle and that wanted to pop right out. I'm feeling this is almost really close to how they thought you think that they feel about you. All right, so Spirit, clear and concise for beautiful pile number 3. Can we get some more here about how they actually feel and perceive pile number 3? And one more here. Feeling that one as well. And bottom of the deck, temperance, healing, alchemizing, bringing the right amount of energy and effort. But in this temperance card, she is spilling the healing waters, and the other cup is opening up to freedom. In traditional temperance, there's 2 cups and the waters being alchemized in such a way that's bringing balance and healing to a situation. Here, I feel like there's almost this sense of liberation. I feel like there's repair that's needed here. I need to free oneself from past. Maybe they feel, yeah, there's a feeling here of wanting to be forgiven, wanting to be definitely going through healing, but being forgiven for one's past, understanding that healing needs to take place. There's definitely, this is giving me that 8 of Wands, and that's a breakthrough. I feel like your person wants there to be a breakthrough in this connection where balance is restored. But as we saw with that pearl, it's going to take a lot of energy and effort. Maybe they got to build up your trust again. They understand this. It's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of time in order to have that bridge between you guys again and build that connection back up. They feel kind of like they're on their own here, though, to be honest with you. Like they have to build this bridge. They're having to put in the elbow work. Silver is a type of metal where we have to maintenance it. We have to make sure it doesn't tarnish over time. We have to clean it. And it's not quite gold or platinum. It's silver. So it's kind of being second best almost here, or like a second chance. Maybe this person really fucked you over, man, because they're feeling like they need to do this on their own in order to restore balance. And maybe they're having to face their own karma. They're having to do whatever it takes here with this shapeshifter, okay? In order to read the situation, in order to jump through hoops or put in some commitments, some energy, some efforts, some elbow work, some dedication in order for things to balance out. Here's that Two of Swords again. So whatever it was that they chose by not choosing this connection is needing to be discussed or resolved. Yeah, it all started with them not choosing this connection and choosing to face a challenge or a battle elsewhere that maybe didn't pan out all that well. Here's the Six of Pentacles. This is reciprocity. This is give and take. This is having a balanced give and take when it comes to this connection now. Maybe they were so removed they weren't able to offer anything towards this connection, and now the shoe is on the other foot where they're needing to engage themselves and offer up where they weren't able to offer up in this connection. Here's that Five of Swords again. That's that. They did something here in order to maybe face something that they felt they needed to face, and it left you feeling backstabbed. It was a challenging situation in which nobody won, and they need to deal with this situation now and make amends. The World, this is closing out a cycle successfully, a long cycle. The World could certainly be needing to put a close on something here that needs to close out in order for there to be freedom and healing. In order to prepare for the next phase. I feel like you guys might be sitting in a phase that they feel maybe obligated to sit in because they're anticipating the next phase in this connection. But maybe this is drawn out in some way. Yeah, Ace of Cups. This is an emotional new beginning. And the Queen of Swords is somebody who is truthful, clear, direct, who's very much mind over heart, very intelligent, and you could have potentially been needing to set some very firm boundaries now coming in as this Queen of Swords, because I feel this is your energy. You were the Queen of Wands when we were seeing that, where you weren't really interested in anything other than seeing this dedication of this person needing to really do whatever it takes to make amends. And now I see you kind of being very firm in your boundaries, but I am getting with this butterfly on the tip of this sword, and this is the sword of truth. Although, and I've said this in other readings, when the sword of truth is slanted, it's not a full truth. And I feel like there's a truth here that you still might not be quite seeing, and there's a need to transform, potentially. Now, this is coming from Spirit. This isn't necessarily your person and how they feel and perceive you, but there's a need to transform. And in order for this situation to transform and have a breakthrough and a balance, there needs to be a transformation on your end as well, in an area where you're thinking you see a truth, and maybe you're really seeing this very black and white. This too is like this or that. You're seeing it black and white. This person did something. It was challenging. It hurt you, and they did it on purpose to hurt you. It was malicious. It was an act that now they need forgiving, and they need to start, making amends here and giving, and that's the end of that. But I do feel like in order for there to be an emotional, new, loving beginning here, for you to open up your heart and start to give love again, But I feel like there is a heavy emphasis on there needing to be a closure of something in order to allow peace in this situation. Okay, this dove is flying out. I think that's a dove. A dove is peace, freedom. Here's a dove flying away from the heart. It's like freeing the heart of pain that maybe you've been struggling with or hanging on to, or constantly tending to, needing to clean it, address it. It's like a scab. The more we open it up, it just keeps, like, we gotta let it heal and be done with it rather than having to always open it or reopen this thing. Okay, they could certainly feel that this keeps coming up as something, and it's not allowing for this emotional new beginning, although they are hanging out and trying to do whatever it takes here with the shapeshifter, with the bridge the gap, make things right. There's heavy deception when it comes to, well, I shouldn't say heavy, but deception, the moon, seeing things for not what they are. And I feel like I am feeling that that might be your energy, and maybe because we are saying how they actually feel and perceive you, I think they think you're not seeing the situation for clearly of what it was, why they had to leave, why they did what they did here. And maybe you don't want to hear it because it was hurtful, so it doesn't matter the reason. All you know is that this is kind of what it takes. You're very clear cut about what you need now, but there is a need to look at, maybe we're seeing things from a not clear perspective, because when it comes to the moon, this is seeing things from the moonlight is definitely different than in the daytime. Things look different. And this is deep emotions. This is divine feminine. This is subconscious. Page of Swords. This is a need for communication. An honest beginning of a communication here that maybe you guys haven't had the full ability to talk because of the pain. Maybe this person feels like, yeah, like they're not able to have this conversation with you because you're seeing things maybe in a different way right now. And they need to restore balance here first with you. The Knight of Wands. This is somebody who is driving in towards what they want. I feel like your person here really wants to heal this connection, wants to show up, wants to have an emotional new beginning, wants to do whatever it takes in order to bridge this gap. But I feel like there's a heavy emphasis on them needing to be freed of maybe being looked at as someone who's brought all this pain on purpose to cause pain in order for them to heal. So they want to be understood here for what actually is right, but above that, I feel like they want to make this connection work and put in the energy and the time. All right, so let's take a look at some advice here from Spirit for both of you guys, or I guess whoever the viewer is here, if you're one or the other. Let's ask Spirit for clear and concise advice, some guidance for the beautiful viewer in regards to this situation. What can they know that's going to help them? Spirit, thank you so much. And one more. Yeah, there has to be, something needs to be put to an end here in order for this connection to transform. Like I said, for there to be a breakthrough, because I feel like I do feel like it's almost a torture period, and maybe you feel like they have to do all this stuff in order to earn your trust. And I can't tell you what it is that you can and cannot do, and when's enough, and when a person has suffered enough, or when they've proven themselves to be enough. But this is coming from Spirit with this Death card. I feel like something needs to close out. There needs to be a release of pain in order for there to be a transformation and new beginning. Okay, and if it can't be in this connection, then allow this person the freedom to be able to move in a direction that's going to allow them to be free from always kind of feeling like they're going to be having to pay the price of something, a choice that they made, that they felt that they had to kind of do at that time, Maybe they don't feel the same way, but certainly at that time, what I was getting was they needed to experience or choose or move towards that direction to face something, a challenge that was very much required. Okay, but heavy emphasis on this, needing something to transform, putting an end to something. This is scorpionic energy here. Strength. This is Leo. And yeah, I got to bring up this again. In this death card, this is the after tarot. And now death is kind of trampling over these people. It's like, okay, something has happened already. And I feel like there needs to be a new beginning. But the horse is still trampling on people, making more pain of a situation, drawing it out. And I don't want to, again, say that you're dragging out the situation, because, again, the shoe could be on the other foot. But I feel like somebody here is dragging out a situation that could now be transformed. And instead of bringing healing and moving on, there's a dragging out of something that's tired and needs to be put to bed in order for there to be a new transformation, because people are getting hurt and trampled on now. Now there's a need to see the light, to embrace the light, to get clarity in order for there to be a new dawn, a new embrace. Okay, and this is going to take a lot of self-control here, because the Strength card is somebody's ability to become one almost with their fear and not allowing it to control them. Okay, in the tarot, the maiden is looking in the lion's mouth, looking straight at her fears. She's able to face her fears and control herself in a way that's able to manage a situation. And here she's made peace with this lion. It's like making peace with maybe you fear this person will leave again or will do the same thing again that was hurtful. Okay, there's no doubt that it was hurtful and that the action did happen, but Spirit is saying there's the advice here is, you know, making peace with one's fear. Maybe it's more of an internal thing, and this is why it's been very drawn out here, but it's causing more pain. And the way to move forward and have this breakthrough free is to understand that you can make peace with something that might have seemed out of control, out of your control. It absolutely is in your control. This is the Two of Pentacles. This is weighing out options, turbulent times, highs and lows, having to make a choice. Maybe you feel still like you're not sure about facing this connection because of turbulent times that you've experienced in the past. There's a need to face fears. There's a need to make a decision here. And this is the Eight of Pentacles. In the After Tarot, now he's already built something here with those with the Three Pentacles, but Eight of Pentacles is a dedicated, committed, almost like the athlete here is somebody who is putting in the time, the energy, the effort in order to build something. And the fact that I see that it's already built, I feel like this person, Spirit is saying, and I'm feeling this heavy, and this is why I'm saying it, I think this person has put enough time, energy, focus, and commitment to this connection in order to be set free, for there to be an emotional new beginning of what's next. Make peace with any sort of fears you have about this person potentially being in old ways. I feel like this person's proven themselves, and maybe you're not seeing it clearly with the moon. Maybe you think they need to do more, but I feel like this person is definitely in the dedicated to work together in order to build something beautiful, and they've proven themselves to have the ability to do so. And maybe you just need to make that choice and end the turbulency right now in this connection. And if not, then allow this person to find the balance and break free from this, because I feel like it's exhausting. Okay. Anyway, this is what I am picking up here. Again, flip-flop. If this wasn't your energy, maybe it was your person's energy or vice versa. But I love doing this reading for you guys. Bless you guys so much. And if you like these readings, leave a like, leave a comment. Sorry, it was super long. Very long, but I do enjoy these readings very much, and I enjoy you returning. Thank you so much for sharing, liking, subscribing, leaving comments. I do appreciate all of that. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye.